Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the video. This is going to be a bit of a different kind of video. This is going to be kind of talking about the Shadow and Bone TV show that is like in post-production and is going to be released in April. Today we had a huge announcement drop and I just like have to talk about this. This is going to be all over the place. I'm going to be talking about like the all of the photos that dropped and all of that. So first I want to talk about what my reaction was to finding out that these were being released. So I found out that these were being released literally in my living room, walking like waiting for like my mom to be finished in the bathroom, and I was like just walking back forth in the house, scrolling through my phone, and I scroll down and see that, and see the like Alina like post on Twitter, and I was like, you're kidding me, and I like literally started like freaking out, but we had to immediately go after that, so I couldn't look at them because I don't have internet when we're out of the house, so I had to wait until we get home. And so I'm going to go through all of these photos. The photo is going to be like over here so you can see it yourself if you haven't seen them, and I'm going to say like my opinion on this and like what the caption of the photo is and all of that, and then at the end we're going to go through a Entertainment Weekly article that has 7 like stills from the show, and boy, this is going to be all over the place. So if I look over here, it's because I have like my computer with like all of the Twitter things and then the article, but I will pop them up here. So first we have Alina's photo, which the caption is Alina Starkov, a map maker but perhaps much more, and I love this. Like when I tell you I started crying because I'm like just so pretty. I'm gonna be saying that a lot of like these are just amazing, and like for these being like, I'm assuming that some version of this would be the like Netflix, like you know when you go into Netflix and you see the see the show and like the show cover type thing. I have a feeling that these are going to be the various show covers that are going to be. So this is Alina's, and next we have General Kirigan, leader of the Grisha Shadow Summoner, and General Kirigan is essentially the Darkling, but they gave him a actual name instead of just the Darkling. And just give me a minute. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, the details on the outfit is just perfect. I am so glad that they kept Ben Barnes's like beard because it looks so good, and I'm just going to be saying that so much. I'm really putting my hair up. But I'm just in love with this. And then the final one of like the Shadow and Bone characters is Mal, I'm going to fucking butcher his last name, Mal Ortevs. I don't know if that's how I don't know how to pronounce his last name. And the caption goes like Matt, like his name, tracker and rising star in the First Army, and it's, again, these are just so good, and like I don't have much to say about Mal. Don't like his character in the book, but we'll save that for either a different video or later in this video. I haven't decided. Now onto the 6 of Crows characters, which I was already crying at this point. This is when I started crying even more. Jesper, I'm gonna butcher his last name, Jesper Fahey, sharpshooter, 100% charming, and 100% of the time. I love the way it's like hands across with the like 2 guns. That is like a signature, like any fan art that there is of Jesper always has that, and just I'm in love. I'm in love. Next is Inej Gaffa. Again, I'm bad with pronouncing names. Inej Gaffa, the Wraith, Beware of Knives, and I love hers how she's holding the knives. That is like her signature thing in the books. And just the details of these outfits are like so good, and they get even better. And then if you do not know, I am obsessed with Kaz Brekker. So seeing this, I literally cried for about 10 minutes. Kaz Brekker, leader of the Crows, always scheming, and the fucking cane, the top of the cane, just fucking stunning. I'm swearing a lot, I don't care. And then the details with like the gloves and the suit. I'm just in love with these. And so those are the 6 like character art thing. Like the character, these are like the 6 character posters, I guess you'd call it, character posters. So now we're going to go on to the Entertainment Weekly article, which I will leave linked in the description so you can check it out yourself, because I'm not going to say everything about it. I'm going to reread all of this and we're going to talk about it. So Netflix is pulling back the veil on the Grishaverse. Below are 7 first look exclusive photos revealing the major characters in the eagerly anticipated Shadow and Bone fantasy series. So Shadow and Bone takes place in a very different fantasy world, says author and executive producer Leigh Bardugo. I'm so excited she's an executive producer. That's it. Think Imperial Russia, not medieval England. Repeating rifles instead of broadswords. It's a story where the people who have been told how much they don't matter, proving how much they do. And it's been incredible to see the story take shape in such epic scale. The battles, the magic, but also the relationship between the characters. These photos give just a tiny hint of what is in store. A mapmaker with an extraordinary gift, the people who want to use her, the tracker who will do anything to protect her, and a team of thugs and thieves who are about to cause some very big trouble for everyone involved. So that is what Leigh Bardugo says about the show. Yes, this takes the characters of Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows and shoves it into one show. The first season is meant to be the first book of Shadow and Bone, being Shadow and Bone. I'm literally currently reading it. And I think the first season is meant to have like events that take place with the Six of Crows characters, but before the start of Six of Crows. I do not think that the first book heist is happening in the first season. That would happen in a second season, I think. They're kind of making the plots more like linear and more like together. So I'm excited to see that change. Back to this. These photos offer a glimpse into the expansive, textured world Leigh created in her books. Added showrunner Eric Heisserer. I'm pronouncing that wrong probably. We worked tirelessly to create a lived-in feel for fictional lands like Ketterdam and Ravka, with invented languages, uniforms, currency, and artistic choices from set designs to costume. You're immersed in the Grishaverse when you read it, and it's our hope that both the new and existing fans have that same feeling when they watch the show. Here is Alina Starkov, actress Jessie May Lee, an orphan soldier in the First Army whose latent power may be the key to settling her troubled country. So here is this. I'm trying to get out of screen a bit so you can see it perfectly. And this is, I'm assuming, based on the book, when she first gets to the military base before crossing the Shadow Folds. That is, I'm assuming this is her outfit is amazing. Just, I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited for this. Now onto the thing below, the top text below. She's on board a Sans skiff, which is a vehicle used to cross the Shadowfall, a sort of supernatural barrier and a dangerous crossing. Heiser said, added Bardugo, I love this photo because you see Alina in a moment right before before her life is really about to change? What if the country was completely cut off from your coastline and you had no way to trade with the outside world? It would effectively cripple your ability to trade and do business. So they send people who are largely considered dependable into the Shadowfell. Also, people who are familiar with the books know that her scarf around her neck is a hint of what is coming down the road for her. Yeah, I noticed that, like, that, yeah. Here's Alina and her childhood friend, Malin Ortez, played by Archie Rennox, I'm pronouncing that last name wrong for sure, described as a gifted tracker in the First Army whose world unravels after a brutal ambush. So this is just, this just screams like childhood friendship, grown up, and not realizing you're crushing on your best friend. That is something that I saw on Twitter that I'm like, yes, this symbolizes that. And just, I don't know, it just like, I imagine this scene kind of how I imagine this scene maybe started. Maybe Alina is like just walking through it, and then Mal comes and like wraps like arm around her shoulder, and they start talking and walking. That's how I imagine this scene taking place. I could be wrong. I'm probably gonna rewatch all this back and be like, oh no, girl, you were wrong. But that's just kind of what I imagine this scene is, because she's wearing the exact same outfit as the previous scene. So it would this photo would have been from the same scene, or a scene after, or a scene before. I'm not sure. He's a tracker in the First Army, Heiser says. There are two armies in Ravka that work side by side. The First Army, that is non-magical soldiers, the Grisha, who are the people that possess magic in the world, they make up the Second Army. So we're getting a glimpse at the First Army camp in a city near the Fold, added Bardugo. Added Bardugo, they grew up together in an orphanage, and it's clear that they have been drafted into the First Army that they're being separated. So when they reunite, we see this picture. There is a lot of love and camaraderie there. Also, another look at Armed, Mal. And I think I also know what scene this is. This is, I'm imagining, later in the first book, Alina runs away from. Alina ends up in, like, essentially she ends up in a town, meets up with Mal, and they end up going into like the mountains where it's snowing. And this is what I'm assuming it is, because I just read this last night. How I know it, it's described where he has a rifle and a bow on his back. So I'm assuming that this is that scene, or something, or a version of that scene. And so it's good to know that like that type of thing is there, because I'm scared so much for this. Next is General Kirigan, Ben Barnes, aka the Darkling, the head of the Second Army, the kingdom's magical military elite of Grisha soldiers. And I'm just gonna leave it there. I don't have anything to say really about this, except I'm so glad that they picked Ben Barnes as the Darkling, General Kirigan. Throughout, anytime I say that, I'm going to be using probably both, because obviously I know the Darkling from the books, but they changed the name to make it less ominous, I think. Notes Bardugo, we really lucked into somebody extraordinary to play this role, because General Kirigan, he's not immortal, but he's so powerful that he borders on immortality. He borders on immortal. Ben has this wonderful agelessness quality that works beautifully. So that was like the Shadow and Bone portion. Now we're on to like the Six of Crows portion. The Six of Crows gang, Gambler and Sharpshooter Jesper Fahey, Kit Young, Anej Gafta, Amita Suman, aka the Wraith, and rising underworld star Kaz Brecker, played by Freddie Carter, members of the criminal underworld. The series is adapting Bardugo's Grisha trilogy and Six of Crows heist books at the same time. So that's what I mentioned earlier. They're happening at the same time, except I know that the first season is just more like setup for Six of Crows because of a photo down below, and we're missing a character from like the heist. Like, we're missing Wylan from Six of Crows, so I'm assuming that would come into either very end of the first season and just the casting hasn't been revealed, or in season 2. So this is a photo of, obviously we have Jesper, Inej, and Kaz, and I don't know how I feel. I saw these first on like my iPad. I literally scrolled down, threw it onto my bed, and then I had to go retrieve it, and I was crying. I I'm in love. I don't know, just even like something simple as like the background feels right. Not sure how I feel about the hats on Kaz and Jesper, but they're growing on me. We pitched in like brackets this storyline as Ocean 11 meets Game of Thrones. Heiser says these are 3 of our crows, a criminal element who have a mission of their these are the 3 of our crows, a criminal element who have a mission of their own. How it dovetails in with the Grisha trilogy storyline, I hope will be very exciting for our fans. Jesper is an accomplished gunslinger. He's an amazing crack shot. Inej is very good at being quiet and with knives. She carries around 14 knives, adds Bardugo. Kaz is a mastermind of the crew, and he's like a much less suave and more violent Danny Ocean from Ocean's 11. Don't know the character. A closer look at Inej. I have an imagine for this scene with that this still comes from is like maybe it's like a thing where they're all talking and she's just playing with her knife. I don't know. That seems like something she would do. She's an assassin, Bardugo says. You don't want to mess with this woman. She has a knife in her hand, and she's got plenty more to back those up. And then finally, and the final photo is of Nina and Matthias. So a lethal heart trender and spy Nina Zenik, Danielle Galligan, and witch hunter Matthias Helvar. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Played by Callahan Skogman? I don't know. And this, since I imagine, again, I'm going off of that season 1 for the Six of Crows is mainly like backstory, because this in the Six of Crows book kind of reminds me of is like the backstory of Nina and Matthias, where it's like the middle of winter, where their backstory takes place, and being wrapped up in coat and like blankets feels like it's that kind of vibe. So I have a feeling that this is that. I don't have much more to say except I'm curious to see if this is that. Nina is a Grisha spy, and Matthias is a witch hunter from Ferja, an enemy country north of Ravka that despises and fears Grishas, Bardugo says. He and Nina are on a bit of a collision course. If you know their story, you know what she's referring to. As Bardugo about the show in general, I'll just say these photos are just a tiny taste of some of the wonderful things that Eric and our team did with the show. They're very character focused. Don't give a hint of the battles. They're very character focused. Don't give a hint of the battles they speculate that they achieve. That makes no sense. Blah. But I also think that it's great because they focus on the heart of the show. The 8-episode debut season of Shadow and Bone from Sean Levy's 21 Laps Entertainment premieres on Netflix on April 23rd. So expect on a few days later me to do a overall review of this show, because I love both the Shadow and Bone and the Six of Crows series. Six of Crows is my all-time favorite duology. That's going to be turned into a trilogy. That's a whole other thing. Like, I've read Six of Crows twice, and by the time the show comes out, I will have read it a third time, because I'm doing an entire reread of the Grishaverse. Like, literally currently tonight, going to be finishing Shadow and Bone. But I do plan on doing maybe trying to do a trailer reaction, if I can figure out how to do that. Like how to software do it, like how to actually do it. A trailer reaction. If not, I will definitely be doing a video talking about the trailer, and then maybe an each individual episode talk through, like talking about each individual episode, or a big just overall talking about the season, or I might do both. I'm not sure. But like this, when I say this is my most anticipated like TV show of 2021, it's my most anticipated TV show of 2021. I have such high hopes for this because Leigh Bardugo is involved. She's an executive producer, so I really hope that this is good. And I also trust Eric Heiser, because there are a couple other works that he has worked on that I enjoyed. So yeah, I overall am just excited about this. I just wanted to kind of have for future reference that like this was the first type of information that we saw, besides obviously that little teaser trailer where it's the stag, and then like all of that where we reveal the art and the line, you and I are going to change the world. Is that the line? That's the line, I think. So like this, really, we don't have much, and like the 23rd, if you need me the 23rd, no you don't. If you need me the 24th, no you don't. I'm gonna probably binge read this. I'm probably gonna binge watch this show and then cry about it for a few days because I've ran out of content. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.